Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Star Wars Talk. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the new rules and what is AMG thinking. And here's the. I've had a lot of comments on my last video. People giving their what they thought was good and bad, and their hope and their concerns. And here's the thing: you're getting a lot of. I'm getting a lot of passionate feedback because we're passionate about this game because we love this game. We love Star Wars Legion. We've enjoyed it. Over the 6 years we've played it, we've invested money. Many people invested thousands of dollars for this. And so when something this jolting comes, it can be a shock to people. And so what is AMG thinking? Let's try to get behind it a bit and try to think about it. Because there are major changes. Now, they say that this is not a 2.0, but for every intent and purpose, this is a new edition. It may not be 2.0 because technically it's 2.6, but this is a major change. They made a major change a little while back, and it didn't go over well, but people stuck it out because the game was the same. There was no real change to the game. Well, there was cover rules were changed and line of sights were changed, and people didn't like it. In my group, you always hear us people saying, "I wish we could just play the old cover rules," because they were intuitive. And so what they've done is they've complicated things with that first change, and then now they're trying to uncomplicate the cover rules and fix the problem that they made. See, the problem they made was that there was cover on everything, and so there was a hard time shooting at anything because you couldn't get things out of cover. Well, now they're trying to give you this luck aspect of it. And we do roll dice. It's rolling dice. But now we're rolling double the dice on defense, which could mean a bit better, but maybe not. And it's more time consuming. But the game is going to be shorter. Why is the game going to be shorter? Because the game is now technically only 4 turns. You can say it says 5 turns, but the reality is that first turn is initiating onto the board, and so that's kind of like a setup phase almost. You will get some shots as they come in, but it makes for. I see the strategy of it, and I like some of the aspects of that. Like, I think that when I play it, I'm not going to give complete judgment here because the thing is, I haven't played the game yet. I haven't played the new rules. I'll get my play group together and we'll play it, and I'll get some real thoughts. I've only just read the rules recently, just getting them. When I gave my other video, I hadn't read through the rules. I was just going by what I heard in their announcements, and so I got the cover rules a little wrong. And I know people like to point that out, and I'm thankful that they do because that's how we learn and we get better. But the thing is, this is a very different game. The models are the same. The dice are the same. For the most part, the movement tools are the same. There's a half range. But the game itself has made a significant change. This is not the game that Luke Eddy made. This is not the game that we fell in love with. This is a different game. Now, I haven't made a video about the X-Wing or Armada thing. I didn't want to talk about it. I started playing X-Wing way back after playing Wings of War, and I loved Armada. I played Armada competitively, and I loved playing Armada. But when they made the changes to X-Wing 2.0, I didn't want to buy into that. So I didn't buy into it, and I just kept playing X-Wing 1.0, even though it was a very flawed game. It was unbalanced. And I think 2.0 did solve some of that. But then 2.5 came. And the Armada, the one thing I liked is they didn't mess with it. It was a good game. I haven't played it as much since the slight rule changes when they brought in the new units. But that's because I was getting into Legion. And I was loving Legion. And I'm passionate about Legion. And so I do have some concerns. I'm going to go over a video with the new cover rules. I'm going to go over a video with some of the new unit things, but I do have some concerns right offhand. One, we moved to 5 turns. Another thing is we moved to a static setup. And I know some people are going to love this. They're like, oh, I love static setups. We don't have to worry about, thing. But I found that part of the strategy, putting the, moisture evaporator where I wanted, I found that strategy in there was a big thing for me. But this new static setup, it's kind of Marvel Crisis Protocol, Shatterpoint-ish. And I really wanted to play those games. I probably would have bought those games, which I didn't. And like, the reason I loved Legion, it was different than other games. It was easy for people to get involved, and it was easy for people to jump in, and you had your information on the cards. They've decided not to put the information on the cards. And they've decided to just do print and play, which I hate print and play. Absolutely hate it. I like the fact that you get the cards right away, but I would rather them say, hey, this is coming out and we're going to make this shift this way. Here's some of the things, but we're not going to make this change until we can actually put the product out. It's going to be a year from now before they put the product out, and then they're going to do the whole thing. And then it really is a 2.0. They're releasing all the cards redone, they said. I know people are griping about the new look. I kind of like the new logo, but the card graphics, like, I love the artwork on them. The artwork's great, but like, I do a lot of marketing stuff on the side, and there is 5 to 6 different fonts on those cards. And it's kind of a rule. You're supposed to stick to 3, and the information is not there, but that's just aesthetics. Like, I don't like the look of the cards. I would like to have more information. I would like to enjoy being able to pick it up and showing a new person, and they don't have to look at a rule reference to find out what something means. That was the great thing about teaching this game. It was easy because everything was on the cards. And I teach a lot of people this game. And so for me, this is not a good thing. This is a negative thing that they are, that they've changed this. So what do I have to say about that? I don't like it. There's a lot of thumping in my house right now. And it's just kind of like, why, AMG? Why are you making the changes you're making now? Why do this? The game is a very successful game. I understand some of the reasons. Some of it's to sell product. I understand that. You're a business and you need to sell product. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with you selling your product. I think that's great. But why make so drastic change? Now, like the cover rule, I think they were trying to fix the problem that they created. The other rule that I really dislike, is the transport rules. It's basically scout. Scout the length of the vehicle. I do not like the transport rules. It's taken a step backwards for me. I understand what they're doing, and I think, to be honest, that maybe they're just mad at somebody they played against, and they don't like being harassed by a vehicle, and then all of a sudden something jumps out, and you couldn't shoot that something for such a long time. I know, I did it last week to somebody. I parked 2 buses in front of somebody and had fleet troopers in them and then popped them out. Maybe they didn't like that. But maybe change the game's mechanics so it's still usable, but you can hit them hard. I do like the armor rules. I do like the scaling back armor a bit. There are things I really like. Some of the cards, the things that they've changed on some of the cards, I like. I'm not complaining 100% here. There are some good things. And I like on the roadmap today, I liked some of the things that they're going to show up and show us. Like, who doesn't want Grand Thrawn and Governor Tarkin in the game? This is good. And I like the fact they're doing it as a 5-pack where you get 5 leaders in that. And I like that they're re-releasing all the heroes of the rebellion in one pack so you can get them. You still can't play them all because there's still the limit of 2 and 2. Unless you're playing Ewoks where you can take, 5. But even Echo Base, you can only take 4 still. And I know they're releasing Han and Luke on Tauntauns. So I'm excited for that type of thing. We've been wanting leaders on creatures. And so that's exciting. So there's a lot of things to be excited about here, AMG. But at the same time, you can give me all the models in the world and the best models in the world. If I don't like playing the game, I'm not going to buy the models. I don't like painting plastic that much. I paint plastic because I want to play the game. So if you mess up the rules, and I'm not saying that's what they're doing, I'm going to hold my complaint or my reservation or my thoughts on that until I've played it at least 3 times before I know how the rules actually play out. But I'm concerned. You know, everybody's excited that you can get, you know, an extra 5 rebel troopers in a rebel trooper unit or extra stormtroopers, and well, they're doing it to sell models. They need to justify redoing the model so you buy more. I don't need to buy more to have that, though. I have so many models that it's not going to need that. But the reality of things is, it's ruining the thematicness of it. You know, oh, it's going to be a great, huge battle. But I play Rebels, and now heroes mean less. But, you know, no, heroes mean less. If they're going to do that, they need to increase the heroes' health by 4, all of them, around the clock. Because think about this now. Darth Vader marches into the Tantive 4, and it's coming down the hallway, and you see 10 fleet troopers with charge. Darth Vader gets so close. Oh, I can double move now and charge Darth Vader and throw 22 white dice with a heavy. Vader won't have any cover because it's close combat. 22 white dice, I'm bound to get enough hits to nearly kill Vader. And then when he strikes me back, the most damage he can do is 6. That's if I don't block some of them. I get to hit him again with another 8 white dice. If I failed everything. Now that scene where Vader's entering the hallway and choking and killing everybody is not fleet troopers running. It's like, okay, Vader, we got you. Get our pistols out. Let's whip them to death. I'm telling you, these extra guys, 5 guys on these things like fleets and other corps, are making heroes less powerful. You take the hero, you have to. But why take more? They can't swing the game as much. Well, I know there's some missions that help heroes get bonuses. I'm not even going to get into the missions yet because I haven't played them and I don't know if they're going to be good or bad. But one thing I'm going to tell you is I have concerns. Do I like the new models? Do I like what they got coming down the pipeline? Yep. But I'm only going to buy the game if I enjoy playing the game. So AMG, what are you doing? Atomic Mass Games, what are you trying to accomplish here? If you wanted to change the game to make it better, maybe you could have reverted back to the old cover rules. I might love what you've done with the cover rules. I know we needed to change in the beginning phase, but the changes you made are almost making it a different game. And like a scoreboard, 12 victory points and you win? What type of... It's not a strategy game. I'm afraid that you might try to be outsmarting yourself. There's this old saying, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Now, there needed to be some tweaks and there need to be some fixes. And maybe I'll love what you've done. But for me, I'm worried and I'm hopeful that the changes are fun because I love this game and I don't want to quit playing a game because of changes made today. I'm always worried with them because I don't think they play test well. There's huge balance issues. And transports, no. Heavy vehicles, not worth it. It needs to be a huge point drop. I'm not bringing heavy vehicles if I can take big units of peasants. I'll take my chances with throwing white dice. Anyways, that's all for today. May the force be with you. Please like, comment, talk. I try to talk back in the comments to everyone, and hopefully our game isn't ruined.